Hey guys, hopefully y'all can hear me. I want to try to make this a short, quick video. Got a lot of things on my mind. Always helps to go for a walk and talk things out. Got one more lap around. And go to church a little bit. I'm just having one of those days, kind of bummed out a little bit, crying a little bit. Usually walking helps me just to kind of calm down and refocus, and to sometimes pray. That always helps. I don't know where to start. I know I want to do these walk with me, talk with me videos on Wednesdays, even if it's not on every Wednesday, and it doesn't necessarily have to be on a Wednesday. I just would like to. But I just had somebody last night kind of contact me. I'd known years back, went to church with me. That's a whole nother story. It's something I want to talk about eventually. It's kind of a sore spot in my life. And I don't know if you want to call it an ex-boyfriend or a fling. I hate calling it that. I don't know what you call it, and it should never happen, especially being a Christian. I'm not saying you don't ever mess up and fall down and you have to get yourself back up and like, okay, that wasn't cool. I don't need to do that again. But apparently he wants to see my mom and I guess bring her something. I don't know what the whole point of it was. And I don't know why he didn't call her, because he has her number. He said he chose to get in contact with me through Facebook Messenger. There's just a lot that's going on there. I've had to do a lot of forgiving and kind of work through things. I'm not completely over things, although it's been some time, some years. There's just some things that are still a sore spot for me. So I'm trying to figure out how to process it, and I think he kind of got upset with me last night. So I was kind of being truthful with him. And since the whole situation, I haven't really dated or wanted to. And he was part of that decision. And he asked if I was mad at him, if it had anything to do with him. And I said, well, yes. But more I thought about it, I should have said, well, partially, because it is just partially. I didn't enjoy being single. Alright, I'm back. I had to pause it. Someone sent me a message. It was a friend of mine, and it really helped what she had to tell me of what I was going through today. It was just a bad situation all the way around, and I don't know if I should call him a narcissist, but he has those traits. And it just, he knew some things that has happened to me when I was younger, as a kid and a teen, and what happened to me when I was in my early 20s. And it just, things he did and said and tried to do to me really hurt. And I would say thank God for a church that has recovery classes. Now they're doing grief classes. And I did recovery. I mean, I still feel like I couldn't say everything that happened, but it kind of helped me work through things and not hate the person because, like, I know it's bad to say, especially from a Christian, but I mean, we all have human emotions, and you feel a certain type of way sometimes. And it's like every time I seen him after the whole incident, all I wanted to do was punch him in the face. He would lie about me, do all kinds of stuff, and accuse me of stuff I wasn't even doing. It was that type of situation. There's times he's even scare me, and there's times I'm like, no, I can't let him do that stuff to me. And I'll fight back. I'm like, this ain't cool. So, anytime I do anything like that, you know, that's when he reared his ugly head. I'm not saying he's ugly, but that spirit or whatever is in him, he wasn't being a real Christian. And unfortunately, there's people that come in there and play church and play Christian, and they're not, and should never do that. I was like, church is there to help you to learn about God and Jesus, and to learn to be a Christian. And I know not all churches do this, but most churches will have an altar call where you can get your heart right with God and become a Christian. And it's all about, we're not going to be perfect, but it's there to help us to be better people. And because we're Christians, we should be like, okay, well, can't do such and such, because that's not godly. I want to do better. I want to be a good example and testimony to people. And when I fall down, I want people to see how a real Christian reacts and responds to things. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I made a mistake. Okay, I need to work on that. I'm sorry. Whatever needs to be done. People appreciate honesty and realness. And this person is not real, being real at the time. And I don't know if I should say the person's name. Maybe eventually down the line, I will. I'm going to tell more of the stories, but, it feels like, and I'm hoping it's not because of my experience with him and people like him, that I feel like he's just being religious. He's just being like the Pharisees in the Bible. They had a form of religion, but they didn't have that real relationship with God. Definitely not with Jesus. That's why, like, the Bible said God chose, the Jews to be his people. And when Jesus came along and all, a lot of them didn't believe him. Of course, there's Jews that did follow Jesus, and they were called Christians by other people. It says in the Bible, I need to pull up the scripture where it says it. I believe it's in Acts. But it's Christ's follower. That's what it means. And that's why they end up telling them to go to the ends of the earth and reach people. Not everybody is Jewish, and that's what Gentiles. You know what? Look at Cornelius. He was a Gentile, and what? God sent Peter to him, or his people, those servants, because he was genuinely seeking God. And I'm not saying I'm full Jewish. I'm part. It's through my grandma's, on my dad's side line, that are Jewish. And I'm proud of that. But I'm so glad that my mom brought me to church and I can hear not just the Old Testament kind of stuff and what they did, but the New Testament stuff too. And I'm trying to learn more of the Jewish stuff too, because that's my heritage. Anyways, it's just trying not to get hit by a car. That's what I get from him even now. And I just hope I'm not just being biased or whatever. Or I don't say biased, but I don't know what the right word is for it. But there's just a lot of things that are going on there. And I've kind of snooped around on this Instagram and Facebook. But I'm trying not to be mean to him or anything like that. You know, try to be friendly and nice to him. Because that's what we need to do. And I forgave a lot of stuff. And there's still stuff that's been work in progress. And, see, we met in 2016. We had whatever that was from us that year. And in 2017, I was like, look, you need to get out, move, do something. Like, I can't have you in the house, and, you know, this ain't right. And then he wanted to work stuff out, and he said, well, maybe God does have us, or meant for us to be together. I was like, well, we do need to do it right. You know? But as soon as my mom asked for the key back from the, he got so offended, and he went and married somebody else within like a couple of weeks. So I was basically the side chick. There was a lot of other stuff that was going on. I'm just gonna say that part, you know. But he just has like he's happy and everything, and I'm like, I have a hard time believing that he's happy. He just, a lot of pictures, he looks so miserable, and it looks like he's gotten older. Like, he aged more than what, he doesn't look like the age he is. He looks a lot older since he's been with this person. And I am a firm believer of, you reap what you sow. Whatever you do to people, it's going to come back to you. And I've had to learn to let God take care of things, and let go even when it's hard, and I didn't want to. Because in the end, right's going to come out right, regardless. And things going to get dealt with. And especially when you sit there, try your best to be the I don't want to say the bigger person, but when you're the bigger person, you pray, you fast, and take times to, you know, even if you have to go to a therapist or somebody you can trust and just talk to them, you know, it helps. And doing stuff like this, walking, it's really has helped. You know, unfortunately, I know it could have been the double line, but there's times I felt like I couldn't talk to anybody because they're like, oh, well, okay. Well, there ain't nothing to be upset about. And I'm like, I have 100% right to be upset and mad right now. I was like, you gotta, it just made me feel like I couldn't talk to anyone because they just brushed me off. And I'm like, okay, well, what if you're going through stuff? And even though I might not feel like it might be a big deal, but it's a big deal to you. And it's like, I know you want somebody to talk to if it helps. If you want advice, okay, but even if it's just to have somebody sit there and talk to, it helps regardless. And I've had a lot of people not talk to me or not be friends with me because I was going through so much at a time. And it was like a lot of them, some of them I'm like, I guess wasn't comprehending what I was having to deal with, and stuff that, you know, I was going through was serious, and like I was trying to convey that to them, and it's like, I don't know if they just really didn't know how to deal with me. And I'm like, discipline is strong. Um, just be a friend to people, especially if you're a Christian. And if they don't get it, like, don't make them feel like, they're a problem and you don't want to deal with them and don't ever want to talk to them, be friends with them. Then it's like, makes them feel like, especially if you're a Christian and you're going to church, it's like, makes them not feel like the church doesn't care about them, people don't care about them. And especially if you see somebody going through stuff, they're acting completely different than what they were, something's going on. If you see a need like that, go talk to them, see what's going on, have them come over, or go take them somewhere to eat, go sit in a corner somewhere where they can have privacy and be able to talk to them. Take them for a walk. I mean, you could do things cheaply, like have them over for coffee, or go for a walk where it can be private and they can talk, because sometimes that's all you need. And sometimes they might need to talk to a professional. Like, if you know some people that could help them out, there's no problem with talking to them and help them out. And I'm like, hey, I don't know if you can afford to do this, but this person really is good with this and therapy and whatever. Sometimes you just need somebody needs just somebody to listen to them and let them vent. If they have questions or want advice, just do your best to help them out and be like, I'm not sure what to really say to you. We can pray. Can I pray with you and for you? Hey, I know this person went through something similar. They can help you better than I can. You don't necessarily have to relate to that person. And that's really what happened with me. And there's times I wanted to leave the church, and God dealt with me a long time ago, like, because I had issues with two sisters, and kind of had to know them. God really had to help me there, but God dealt with me. It was like, you're going to leave just because of them. And I had just prayed to God to show me which church He wanted me to be in, because there's two different ones, and I was really feeling that I needed to be in that one. But long story short, I'm still there at the same church, and it kind of, I don't know if it really makes sense, but I just felt like I was telling me, in some ways I was being kind of petty about it, but they had bigger issues dealing with, and I guess they're kind of projecting that stuff. And I just had to learn to sit there and pray for them. And one I want to have a better relationship with. There's still things there you got to work out on, but sometimes you don't know what other people are going through. I just pray for that you can be sensitive to God and use discernment. And I'm sorry, I'm saying what's on my mind. I'm just like all over the place. I swear I'm ADHD or something, because I'm all over the place. But yeah, I was all over. Oh, excuse me, I keep burping. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but I'm just really going through it today, and just wanted to talk and share, and hopefully guide and advise people, there's somebody who needs to hear it. Just be careful of people, of things. Unfortunately, you have to, be careful of people that play church. And there shouldn't be any of that stuff, but unfortunately it does come in. So be careful of that, and just be careful how you treat people and view and see people. I know it's easy to judge and like, oh, that person's weird and all that. Yeah, I'm sorry, I needed to take a whole breath. But, I mean, just being a Christian, people can look at you weird anyways. So, yeah. I think that's all I got to say right now. Oh, actually, never mind. Sorry guys, I haven't done any of the Bible study videos. Tomorrow, I have a day where I already got my cleaning done, but I have a day I can record several of those videos, and I haven't forgotten about the Gavin Conward video I was wanting to do. I went to the thing this past Saturday, the 8th, for the fundraiser for him. I got to meet his mom, his uncle and aunt. Usually been speaking through for her to the news, so I know what they look like. But I never got to see what she looked like, and she's so sweet and awesome, and just a really nice lady. And she's got 2 other kids, that still need her, and she's been a single mom. Got to talk to her for a little bit. She hugged both my neck and my mom's, and it's just, sometimes just people need that. And she was so happy to hear what we had to say about her son. I got notes written down. I just got to redo them because animals. I call it animals, but we got a couple cats that like to steal stuff and grab stuff and run with it. I'm not used to having cats. Now we got a couple of them, and they've been interesting. So I definitely have to be creative where I put my stuff at. And usually if I'm working on stuff, I keep it on my secretary, the desk part. So I'm gonna have to start putting stuff in my secretary, which sucks because I'm one of those people, if I don't see it, I'll forget about it. If I see it, I can remember, hey, I need to keep working on it, or I need to do it. So I'm gonna have to find a way to remember to do things. I've had several concussions, and I've noticed a difference in myself where I forget stuff a lot. So anyways, I want to do that hopefully tomorrow. But I definitely do at least 2 videos of the Bible study. If I can just have one day a week where I can just do those, I'll be good. And I could just put them out when needed. So I'll see you guys later. Sorry for a long video. I was trying to make it short. So that's been what's on my mind. See you guys later. Bye.